Hello everyone and welcome to Financial Accounting 1A. My name is Magdi Farag and I'm going to be your instructor for this class during the spring semester. I think this is a very easy class and hopefully all of you will do great at the very end of this semester. So the purpose of this video is just to go over our agreement, which is what we call it the syllabus, and to get to know all the requirements and the expectations to complete this class successfully. You should be able to have access to a PDF file of this syllabus on Canvas. And again, if you feel you have any question, feel free to reach out to me through email. So just a quick idea here, let me go over the syllabus. Again, my name is Magdi Farag. I have a doctorate degree in accounting and I'm also an active CPA in California. My email is the best way to communicate with me, and this is my Chafee email. The phone number here is just a virtual phone, so whenever you call me, I'll never be able to answer you, but I'll get your message by email, and then I can respond to you by email. I normally don't call you back, so I would prefer if you just provide me with the information you want to inform me about something, or if you want me to respond back to you, then just provide me with your email and I'll respond to you to your chafee.edu email. So this class is 100% online, so we don't meet other than this just kind of virtual meetings. And I'm going to post all announcements usually by Monday, by noon, sometimes sooner. So expect my announcements on a weekly basis every Monday. So we have the websites here for the textbook, and I think the best way to get the textbook is through the bookstore, through Chafee bookstore, and I think they have a special price, and I really recommend doing that. In regards to our communication for this class, everything is going to be through Canvas. So all the material, the videos, the assignments will be posted on Canvas except for the homework. The homework is going to be, and actually the term project. So the homework and the term project are going to be through something called Cengage now, which is through the publisher's website, the textbook publisher website. But everything else would be on Canvas, and I'll be trying to post the grades on a weekly basis for your assignments, including like quizzes and other assignments like that. So here we have some information about the textbook. I'll let you go over that. Again, I think there are different options. I think the best way is to communicate with the bookstore and see what really best fits you, and I think they have a very good deal. One thing I want you to keep in mind is that this textbook is going to be used for another class, which is the managerial accounting class, which is 1B, accounting 1B. So it's a good investment. Make sure that you take advantage of this resource, and we're going to use it, and I want you to read the book because reading the book is an important thing. In regards to other material that will be needed for this class, basically you just need a calculator. It's an accounting class, so a calculator would do it. When we are in class, like in person, I really don't recommend using your cell phone as a calculator. It's just a regular calculator, like the 99-cent kind of calculator would do it, but if you want to get a decent calculator, that's fine. But we don't need any of those sophisticated scientific calculators or financial calculators. Just a basic calculator would do it. Of course, we'll need like the basic stuff for studying. But another important thing is having internet access and of course an email address. There are no prerequisites for this class, and I think that's one of the good things. You can start this class fresh and you'll learn something new. For the course description, I'll leave that for you. Student learning outcomes and objectives. Again, I'm not going to spend too much time going over this, but one thing I would say, if you read this today, you will find that maybe a lot of things don't make a lot of sense, and maybe that's why I don't want to spend a lot of time here. But one thing I would really encourage you to do at the very end of the semester, go back and read the objectives of the course and the student learning outcomes, and you'll find that this would make a lot of sense to you. So at the very beginning it might not make a lot of sense, but at the very end, everything in these objectives would make a lot of sense, and I expect you to be able to apply everything that we learned here. I know it's a long list, but it's realistic list. And that's one of those things I enjoy about this class, is that you get to learn something new. You're getting to learn the language of business, which what we call it accounting. Let me talk a little bit about the homework. So we have a few things that we have to keep in mind. As I mentioned, everything in the homework is going to be through the textbook publisher, where they have a website called Cengage Now. And I think the subscription for Cengage Now comes with buying the textbook. So make sure that when you buy the textbook, either the online version or the loose leaf or the hard copy, you have access to Cengage Now. And again, keep in mind, also, it's a good idea to get a longer kind of access to the textbook, because you will get to study or use this textbook in the other class, which is 1B. So it will make sense to have a longer use of that subscription or registration. So Cengage Now is the thing that you're going to be using to do the homework and the term project. So all in all, we'll have 14 homework assignments that will cover each chapter. I usually set the deadline to be at the very end of the semester. So chapter 1 through 14, everything is or they have a deadline on like the end of the semester. But the problem with that is that sometimes it might encourage some of you to procrastinate and not do the homework on a weekly basis. But I do this because I really don't want you to be under the pressure that I don't want to miss the deadline and stuff like that. So let's say this week I'm busy, I can't do it, and then at least I have more time to work on the homework for that chapter in the future. But don't overuse this kind of privilege, because if you start overusing it, that would lead to procrastination. And trust me, I've seen it in the past. A lot of students would get closer to the final exam, never touch the homework assignments, and then it's impossible to work on 14 assignments. So what I recommend on a weekly basis, set your own deadlines. Okay, set your deadlines. Like, I'm going to complete my homework assignment on Cengage Now every Sunday night, for example. So Monday, I'll start a new week fresh with the new chapter and new assignments and things like that. But again, if for any reason you missed the Sunday night, you still have more time to work on whatever you do. So that's my philosophy when it comes to setting deadlines for the homework. So I'm removing the pressure of meeting the deadlines, but the only big deadline is the final exam. But again, don't push it to the final exam, because trust me, if you wait to the last minute, many of these will not be done. So each homework assignment is worth 5 points, and I'm going to drop the lowest 2 homework assignments. So let's say you got 3 and or 2 or 4 in a couple of them, then I'll drop that. So 5 multiplied by 12, which are the remaining homework assignments, then that would be 60 points. In order to earn the 5 points in each homework assignment, all you need to get is 80% in each assignment. So I keep track of your work. If you get 80%, you got the full grade for that assignment. Because sometimes we get stuck in one little part here or there, and I don't want you to be too much concerned. So let's say I got 85%, you earn the 5 points. Of course, if you earn 100%, that's the best scenario. But again, in case you couldn't get all the way to the 100%, don't worry about it. As long as it's over 80%, you earn the full points, which are 5 points. One of those things I wrote here is that homework assignment would require a minimum of 10 hours per week. I think this is a little bit of a stretch, because I really want you to spend enough time doing the homework, reading the chapters. But usually I would say it takes less. But you still need to watch my videos maybe and read the book and go over the homework assignments and practice things. The thing I really recommend is that you need to allocate enough time on a weekly basis to study for this class. This class is not like common sense. I hate to say that. It's like you're learning a new foreign language, for example. If you're learning a new foreign language, you need to practice. And without practicing and spending enough time, it's not going to happen. So one of those things I really encourage you to do is to allocate enough time on a weekly basis to study. And that's one of those important things in online courses, that you have to manage your time. Without proper time management, it's going to be not very easy. So please make sure that you manage your time, allocate enough time to studying this class so you can get the A you deserve. The other thing I want to talk about is the class experience. A class experience is another term that I use for what we know as quizzes. For some reason, I don't like the word quiz, so I decided to use class experience. And in 1A, or financial accounting class, the way the class experience works is that you get an assignment that you will be working on. It's like a problem that you have to solve. And then once you complete it, there would be 4 multiple choice questions. And these 4 multiple choice questions are based on the problem that you solved. And the 4 multiple choice questions should be very easy, straightforward. 2 points each, you earn the 8 points. You have several trials to earn the 8 points, because my purpose here is to help you understand the material in the class experience. It's not really, I'm trying to test you at this stage. So you have several trials until you can earn the 8 points. As usual, I dropped the lowest 2 class experiences out of 12, so we'll have 10 class experience. I mean, like 10 class experiences that would be counted, 8 points each, for a total of 80 points. Another important thing for this class is what I call it the annual report experience. And the annual report experience is another kind of assignment that would require you to do some kind of financial analysis for the company that comes with the textbook. So in the textbook, we have Nike. We see their financial statements. And the financial statements, when they're put together, they call it the annual report. So in the annual report, you'll need to get some information, and you'll learn how to get some information from the annual report of Nike. And what you need to do is just do the math and do the calculations and provide some kind of analysis for what you understand. So we'll have a few of these class experiences. I'm going to include the best 4 scores that you got. Actually 5 scores that you got, and each one is worth 4 points, so that would be a total of 20 points. Again, that would be a weekly kind of assignment, but it's only going to start right after the first midterm, because of the first 4 chapters, we want to make sure that you get the basis. And this is one of those things that I want to also make sure that you're clear about. The very first 4 or 5 weeks are very critical, because this is where you get the foundation of accounting, and you have to set a strong foundation. So don't procrastinate in the first few weeks. It's very critical that you stay on track and make sure that you understand the basics of accounting. So things like the accounting equation, debit and credit concepts, and things like that. And my videos are going to, hopefully, are going to be helpful with this kind of exposure. So we have a term project. That's an individual term project. It's worth 40 points. Again, the due date is towards the end of the semester. And this term project is going to be available to you after we complete the first midterm. And again, it's just a comprehensive problem that might take a few hours to complete, but I think it's a good exposure that would give you an idea of the accounting cycle. So it's important to complete that. Let me go back to the class experience and the annual report. These 2 are going to be through Cengage. I'm sorry, through Canvas. But the term project and the homework are going to be through Cengage now. So class experience and annual report, this is going to be available on a weekly basis on Canvas. Dropping the course is usually something I don't want to talk about. Hopefully nobody would need to drop the course unless you feel like, oh, this is I cannot really stay on track or something like that. Because again, this class would need or require some kind of time commitment. So make sure that you allocate enough time to study, and you can manage yourself. You decide how much I need for that class. But again, I set, or I wrote here like 10 hours on a weekly basis. Maybe that's like some kind of making sure that everybody is like putting enough effort. But it might be like less than that. But still, I think you're the person who decide how much time I need for that class. But what I want to tell you you still need to study. It's not like I'm going to wait until the midterm or the final and then do the assignments and I'm good. No, it doesn't work that way. It's something that you have to work on a weekly basis and allocate enough time to study. Some important dates here. The last date to drop the class without getting a W is January 28th. You can still drop the class up till April 2nd, but you will get a W in this case. It's your responsibility to withdraw from the class. If you feel you want to do that, hopefully, again, nobody would need to do this. Academic integrity, I just want to tell you, like, it's an accounting class, and accounting is something that's based on integrity. And I think in education, whenever you are taking an online class, I expect all of you to be working and putting your own effort, and you're not using the effort of others. So please make sure that we're all here acting with some level of honesty and ethical behavior. Online course commitment, as again, I'll just want to repeat myself here, is that this is something that you will need to make sure that you manage your time properly. So your success in the course depends heavily upon regular involvement with the course. If you start procrastinating, trust me, it's not a common sense kind of class where you just think, oh, I can catch up everything in the last minute and I'll pass this course. No, it's a discipline, and I think we have to have some kind of commitment towards this class. Here are some information about the computer labs that are available in different campuses, Chaffee campuses, and again, I think on the website they have more information about that. And the same thing here for the Student Success Center and their Career Center. Exam policy, we are going to have 2 midterm exams and a final exam, and everything is going to be online, mostly multiple choice questions, but again, you need to study, be prepared. It's going to be timed exam, so make sure that you don't rely that this is an open book exam, so I'm going to be looking at the book and answering questions, because trust me, you'll be running out of time. So if we have a 1-hour exam, that would not be enough to go back and check the textbook. You have to be ready. You have to be prepared before the exam. So like any kind of regular exam, you have to study before the exam. One thing I want to let you know, I'll do my best to have a longer window for the exam. It could be like half a day or something, so everybody can take the exam at the time that works for them. But the duration of the exam is going to be limited to like 1 hour. So here's the grading scale. We have 60 points for the homework assignments, representing 12%. For the class experiences, or what we call it quizzes, it's 80 points, which represents 16%, because the total grade is 500. We have the annual report experience, 20 points, which is not much. It's only 4%, but it's easy points. I would say these are all easy points. Don't lose them. It's like how it would affect your final grade, so don't lose these points. For the term project, we have 40 points, and that represents 8%. Again, other easy points, you can easily earn all these points to the max. Exams are exams, so we have 60% of the course grade based on exams. So we have exam 1, 2, these are 2 midterms, and then we have the final exam. Please make sure that you know clearly when the exams are, because we have a schedule at the very end, and I'll show that schedule to you. I'll present it to you and make sure that you mark the days. But again, on my weekly announcements, I'll make sure that I clarify the exam dates for you. For grades, I use A, B, C, D's, and F's. Again, here are the percentages for each category. I hope all of you would get an A, and that's my assumption. I always start the semester assuming everybody is an A student. You just need to prove it. You need to earn 450 points as a minimum to get an A. My recommendation: don't lose too many points. So make sure that let's see here. I can lose 50 points and still get an A, but I would like to have a safety margin. So don't lose more than 30. Okay, that's the most, or 40 as a max, because as I get closer to the edge, then there's a chance this is going to move from A to B. On the good side, I'm a human being. I have some kind of flexibility sometimes. So let's say somebody got 447. I'll try to find a way to make it 450, but that's not going to work if it's 445. Okay, 445, no, you missed 5 extra points like beyond the limit, and that's gonna stay as a B. But if it's like 447, 448, 449, I'll find a reason for you to move it to the next grade, which is an 8th grade. Calculators, of course, it's an accounting class. You'll need calculators for homework, class experiences, and exams. Regarding the DRC, or the Disability Programs and Services, or the DPS, I mean. So if anybody needs help with the DPS, please let me know. I'll make sure that you get enough time for exams. There's also something called the Panther Care Program, and here is the phone number for them and their email, the email address for the person who's responsible for that program. So make sure that you contact them if there's any kind of need for that. The last thing I want to go over is just the schedule of classes. So the class officially starts tomorrow, which is January 8th, and today is January 7th, and I just have the first week introduction, syllabus review. You don't need to do more than that. Just making sure that you're comfortable working around with Cengage, and I mean Canvas, and then for Cengage you need to make sure that you complete the registration and everything like that. Starting week 2, we have chapter 1, which is the introduction to accounting. We still don't have any class experiences or anything for the second week, and again I usually try to start easy with you, and this is the time maybe you'll have a homework assignment for chapter 1. I want you to start working on it. But starting week 3, we have chapter 2, and we have the first class experience that would cover chapter 1 and 2. Again, nothing challenging, one easy problem to solve, and then 4 easy multiple choice questions. You have all the time to take, and at the same time you also have several trials to complete that class experiences and earn the maximum points. So the first midterm is going to be on February 12th, and it would cover the first 4 chapters. We have spring break on the 10th week. We have the second midterm is going to be on April 1st, and we'll cover chapter 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 only. And then the final exam is going to be on May 13th, and it's going to be time from 6 to 8 p.m. All right, maybe I'll try to extend the time a little bit, so we'll work on it, that maybe depending on how things are working with all the students in the class. All right, so one more time, welcome to Financial Accounting 1A. I hope this would be a good experience for you. I really enjoy this class. I really enjoy financial accounting. That's my discipline. Again, one of those things I really enjoy is that to see more of you getting excited to get into accounting. And if any one of you would like to pursue a career in accounting, please reach out to me. I'll be very, very happy to assist you with the requirements to get into this career, and how maybe you can extend your education to get a bachelor's degree or a graduate degree, and how to become a CPA and things like that. That would make me so happy, and again, hopefully this class would be a good exposure for you and make you decide, I want to be an accountant. So wish you all the best and good luck, and I'll see you in the next videos.